So we thought we would take this opportunity to have so many of us together to kind of reflect on our teaching, how we define what gets us excited about teaching, what we feel we're good at, and things like that. So as a way of introducing ourselves to each other, which I know a lot of us have already been doing, but we'll formally do it, I'd like you to take about 2 minutes, so try to keep it as short as possible. If everyone at your table can just introduce yourself by saying your name, what you teach, if you aren't teaching, what you do, what your work is, how it relates to education, and then one teaching spark, superpower, however you would put it. So by spark, we might mean, what do you really consider the core purpose of your teaching? What gets you excited about it? And then superpower might make you think, what are you good at? What do you gravitate towards when it comes to your teaching specifically, or your work as it relates to teaching, whether that's advising, instructional design, whatever it may be. It may be helpful to think of what role you feel like you occupy. Because a teacher can be many different things: a storyteller, an instructional designer, a discussion facilitator, a guide, a mentor, a host, an adventurer, a leader, and probably many, many more things, and probably more than one of these things at a time. So we're going to charize something short in a short amount of time. Your teaching in 10 words. Take notes on how you would describe your teaching, what you enjoy, what you feel you're good at. And then we also had as the title for this part about identity, because our identities, our experiences, our cultural background can make a profound impact on what we bring as teachers to the classroom. So how your identity and interests fuel your teaching. And then depending on how quickly your brain works or how you put this together, try to take those notes and distill them into how you would describe your teaching in 10 words. All right, I'm going to take my opportunity there. So if anyone would like to share theirs or share someone else's, if they're okay with it, please raise a hand, share it.
Again, I'm very new to this, so I don't know how many words would be kind of thought by the experts that they're relevant, but this is what I came up with. So I think teaching is like a data-backed storytelling, which should involve sparking curiosity and engaging in active learning.
Hi, thank you. Welcome everyone online. Can you hear me? Okay, I see some nods. Okay, thank you. So I'm Sean Moore from Oakland University, and I certainly didn't cheat and use this one that I turned in CETL a few years ago. So mine are: let students have fun and creatively learn by making mistakes. For the online folks, the in-person folks are cheering and losing their minds right now. You can't see it.
Those who were generous enough to share their 10 words in years past have earned having that head start. Other ones?
Right, I didn't really do 10 words. So I'm a problem finder that participates with my students in creative research to make our thinking real and evidentiary by clamoring through knowing for horizon seeking and continually becoming.
This is the science and art table, because the four of us are biology, and then we've got Karen, the oddball in art, but arts and sciences. So I wrote down a lot of points: community, enthusiastic, provide support, I do multiple assessments, different forms, different times. So I tell a story. I think I use humor of myself mostly to engage with my students. I mean, I teach biology, right? Like we all have medical things, right? So I use myself as the example, unless students volunteer, to engage. And because I teach a lot of 1,000 and 2,000 level classes, I teach students how to study and how to learn. That's really where a lot of my stuff goes. Because if they learn how to study in my class, they can use that for any other class, because it's a tough class.
So we have some lovely ones in the chat as well, online. Prompt with new ideas, listen to experiences that inform reactions. make connections with each other, our voices, and the world. Students first, relationship building, engagement with material and each other. Some people are coming in now that they know I'm reading them. Being human and welcoming their humanity. So yes, as Jonathan has illustrated so well, these rules can be broken. They are just arbitrary constraints we put to get us going. So we have prompted some of the OU community to do this exercise before, although not in an activity like this. But the next step that we would say is to plan how to communicate this to students, because I feel that sometimes that's the step that we miss. And then in addition to that, to identify the big and small ways we demonstrate these 10 words through our learning outcomes, what happens inside the class, how we communicate with students, the activities we have them do. So as a couple of examples, they're smaller, so I will describe them. They're things that you can include on the syllabus. And this is a screenshot from Sarah Hosh's syllabus. She has a section on course values and teaching philosophy. And she has one course statement, a description beneath it, and then 5 core values, what we might think of as far as like missions and values for organizations. These are things, we are teaching so many classes, often many of us. So it's worth to articulate this to students in a way that they can see. We may be able to embed it into things that we might already do or have been thinking about doing, like introduction videos, clearly saying this is how I would sum up my teaching approach. We can also put it in the profile of the learning management system so that it's always there if people click on our names when they're in the learning management system, thinking about all of the ways that we can share this out to students, because it does matter to them. It's good for ourselves, but ultimately it matters for them. So this is a try it later idea, and if you're not teaching, it can also be how you communicate your work and the core values of why you do what you do as a leader, advisor, and in your other roles.